All right, I guess we can get started. So I just wanted to go over a couple of the drawings that we're doing. We had an assignment last time to do that pegboard, and just a couple techniques that I wanted to show on that. So let's just go over it. So it's on page 186. So I would start off with, so I'm in my object layer and stuff. I'm going to start with the rectangle just so I can frame everything in there, right? So rectangle. And I'm going to start, this is kind of important, I'm going to use coordinates to help me like lay everything out, because otherwise I'm going to have to move stuff around. And this is what I mean, right? So if I just blindly put a rectangle on there and I make it the right size and everything, this is what happens, right? So 10 by 5. Now I want to draw a circle, maybe that upper left corner I would start, perhaps. So circle, and then what do I do with it, right? I don't know really where it goes. I mean, I could track in, I guess, from there. And yeah, that's fine, 1 inch, right? So that's not too bad. And then it has a, I don't know, how big are those circles? They have a diameter of 0.75, so half of that is there for the radius. And then I could move that down 1 inch, right? And there it is. So now it's in the right position. Okay. Well, let's try something else. So that was just for the first one, right? So what if I just do this? Start with the rectangle and start at 0, 0. Right? So there, I'm starting right there. And I can even go down and to the right, 10, tab 5. Right? So now 0, 0 is up at this upper right corner. And so now when I draw a circle, and I could just type in where it goes, right? So it's going to be 1 to the right, comma, and then -1 down, right? Down is -1, and then there. And then, so just using coordinates, I don't have to move anything. I can just do one command, knowing where the thing is. And so I'm going to do that with, well, not all of them, because I see a repeating pattern here. It looks like every other one is a circle and every other one's an octagon. So let's draw the octagon. So same thing, right? So number of sides 8. And the center is going to be 2 inches to the right, right? Yeah, I see that on the page 186. I see it's 2, and then it's also down 1, so -1. And of course, we got to pick the right, you know, to draw this thing. Looks like it's 0.69 across, so what's half of that? 0.345 or something. There. Okay, so those are those. Well, I think I could select those and use some sort of, yeah, what's wrong with doing this? Some sort of rectangular array, right? I could maybe make that work. It looks like I need, how many pairs of those? 5. So 5 columns to the right. In between, I think they're just 2 inches in between, right? Yeah, so that gives me an extra row over there. I don't really care about that. And then how many rows do I have? 4? 4 rows. And in between the rows is 1 inch, but -1. Yeah, look at that. That's everything but that last row, it looks like. But I'm going to go ahead and exit. The problem is I have circles all along the vertical side, and it actually is supposed to alternate, right? So I can select this, and I can't really edit this thing. I mean, I could, I don't know, do something here with that, but really, maybe best to just explode it, right? So X for explode, and now they're all individual ones. And how about I take this row and that row and just move them to the left 1 inch. And then I could just delete these guys. There we go. Pretty good. So using coordinates and the array tool, right? I don't think we've messed with that a rectangular array too much, but that's a nice one. Okay. What else? Any questions on some other ones? So we're just going over some of the drawings. Did I assign 713? Was that in the assignment list? I don't think so. I think that pegboard was the last one, wasn't it? Okay. How about we do let's do 7, 13, and 14 today. Maybe 15 too. See if we can hammer those out. So we've already talked about how to use the ellipse tool, right? Remember how to do that? The ellipse tool is just EL, and it asks for an axis, right? So I already know the thing's 7 inches apart, so I just go 7. There it is. And then from the center to the top is, looks like 2. So there's that. That was easy. And then just space bar, start another one. And this time, I know where the center is. So I'm just going to go center, C, space. And I can go to the center of this and then go in the 2 directions, which is half of 2.75. Well, okay, maybe I don't want to do it that way. So let's just try, I'm just going to draw it in here, 2.75. So I don't have to do the ugly math of taking half of 2.75. That's a little too hard.
So how did you get the circle? What did you do to
What circle?
the oval?
Oh, the oval. Yeah, that's on page 187. Just using the ellipse tool, right? And I just typed in the numbers. It just, as big as it is. Okay, so I can do half of 1.25, I guess, right? What's half of 1.25? Well, 1.25 is 5/4, so 5/8, right? There we go. But it's not centered. But I think I can move this thing around and just take its grip and move it to the center. So that's not too bad. I could have also just drawn both of them at 0, 0 being the center. That might have worked. Yeah. Here's a question. Does the, what am I looking for? Does the center mark tool work on ellipses? And the answer is no. Well, it's not that funny. But what you could do, well, you could just draw a center line, right? That's pretty easy. Start at one end, draw it to the other, and then stretch it out by a teeny bit more, maybe 0.2. Just type it in so I know what to do on this side. And then just draw another one, top to bottom. Do the same thing. It's a bit of work. It's kind of a lot of work. Getting tired. And the problem is, it depends on the, see how the little plus doesn't happen in the middle because the breaks aren't even? Like it's not breaking in the middle like I wanted it to. So what you can do is use the line type scale command, LTS for line type scale. And I can change that number. This scales the line dashes just in the whole drawing. So it works on the whole drawing itself. So let's go 0.5 here. Well, that didn't work. 0.75. Puts the big plus in the center. I don't want that either. 0.4. Yeah, that works. So 0.5 didn't work. 0.4 does, but it's kind of small, right? So what about doing something else? Like, what if I just use like a construction circle and draw a circle out here, then use the center mark on it. Oh, put my line type scale back to 1. Oh, it doesn't even put the center. I don't like that. But you can just stretch that back. And then I have to play with the line type scale still. And that's still not going to help. So that looks not very good either. I like my lines better. Just undo till I get it back. Yeah, that's better. But I'll also need center lines, center marks for these. And if they overlap, it may give some weirdness to it. So what you can do is explode these, right? And then just delete that part of it. Oh, except the center. There, you can do that. Even if that doesn't meet, that's still maybe a better way to do it. All right. Any questions on that? The hexagon frame would be pretty fun using polygons, 4-sided ones. Yep, 10 inches across. And then use the offset because it's going to be a 1/2 inch, a half is a 1/4. And then I'll rotate with a copy command, or you could, yeah, I think rotate with a copy on it. Go to the geometric center, C for copy, and 45 degrees. Draw some more polygons in the middle. little one is 1 inch across, so 1/2 inch from the center. And the big one is 1.5 inch from the center. But that needs to be rotated. I think I could copy that on that circle. Has a diameter of 7. So 1/2 of that. Go ahead and draw that circle. Check the line type scale. Some of these need to be on hidden layers, like that guy and that guy and that guy and that guy. Those are all on the hidden layer. Center ones aren't. Speaking of center, there's a center mark for that guy. Not really liking that center mark. I think I'll just draw my own. Stretch it out 2/10. LTS. That probably would work. I'll mirror that on a 45. Looks good enough. The fun part is trimming those edges out to make it look like it's overlapping it. And then it comes under here. And it goes over, under, over, under.
No, I was just trying to pay attention.
Cool. All right, so yeah, we'll walk around and try to help those.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Anytime you want,
We're okay with printing this again? Again, when you insert the border, it's not going to fit, right? So if you change the scale, it could fit. Here's 1 to 10, and now the border is 10 times bigger than it used to be, right? So that's too much. So we're going to make a custom one. I think 1 to 3 should work, right? So you pulled up that list, go to custom, add, change it to 1 to 3. Don't care what you name it. And okay, and then it should be in the list, probably second from the top. Yep, there it is. And now when you insert the border, it's like a good size. And then when you go to print, right, after you change the title and this date and all that, it should come in just the right size if you change the scale to 1 to 3. Change all this other stuff too. Landscape, center it, preview, there it is. Good enough.